Are you ready?
Hey guys, it's CrazySean DX, and I kind of put this off quite a bit, but mostly because of recent, or not so recent anymore, events of... I'm actually not going to get into it. Fuck it, forget it. I don't want to get into it. Basically, pro wrestling games. Pro wrestling has been around for a lot of years, and I believe wrestling video games have been around as early as video game systems have been. Maybe. I actually don't remember what the first one was. Was it micro wrestling? I think it was micro wrestling. Maybe. I don't know. Well, there have always been a slew of bad wrestling games that are considered very atrocious for the most part. For some reason, though, people consider TNA Impact one of the worst wrestling games, but I didn't find it bad. Or at least I played the PSP version, and I didn't find it bad. I just found it difficult at times. Like, hard. Oh well. Anyway. We're going to be looking at 5 bad wrestling games. Now, which one is going to be first? Anyway, hold on, let me check my notes. I can't read my notes. Okay, so for whatever reason, WrestleMania Arcade starts off without a title screen. Just goes straight to the roster selection. 8 stars. Well, okay, I don't understand the controls here, but I'll just set the skill to easy, and everything else is alright. This should honestly be fun, maybe. I don't know. I heard that this was bad for whatever reason, so I'll play as Doink. What title? You know what, let's go for WWF title. You know, because, you know, a clown is a champion. Alright, Lex Luger and Razor Ramon. And, whoa, okay, whoa, this is, okay, that is a double axe handle if I ever saw one. Okay, wow, Jesus. Okay, so from what I can gather with this, I don't know what any of the controls are. I'm just mashing buttons greatly, and also, how should I put this, this is more of a fighting game, like an over-the-top fighting game. I think this game is actually matching Vince's view of wanting things to be over the top in the professional wrestling world. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant sports entertainment. Fucking sports entertainment! No, it's professional wrestling, you little shit! Okay, so from what I can gather is that the mode for these games are basically to essentially beat 2 wrestlers at once, and yeah, that seems to be it. I ended up beating Razor Ramon and Lex Luger in what was essentially a handicap brawl. And now I'm going up against Bret the Hitman Hart and Bam Bam Bigelow. Alright, best 2 out of 3 falls. I forgot, that's another thing. It's just like a fighting game in that, well, yeah. You get 3 rounds, if need be. Otherwise it's just 2 rounds and you win it undefeated. But damn, this is actually pretty fun. I have to admit, this actually is a lot of fun. I don't get why it's hated. Oh, right, I see. Because of the fact that it is not a pro wrestling game, but more of a fighting game. You know, like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. Incredibly over the top, in fact, but still fun to me. I mean, wow, I got set on fire. Holy shit. Yeah, did I say that it was fun? Yeah, it still is. It's over the top as fuck all. Still, I just can't figure out how to run or even to climb on the turnbuckles. I've been trying for ages, but it didn't work. I lost. All in all, it was actually fun. I mean, I can get why people hated it because it wasn't a pro wrestling game, a game in the style of wrestling simulation, but it was fun for a fighting game. Though I think the problem was, I guess, nah, actually no, no problem. Aside from the fact that, from what I could tell, B was blocked, but the other buttons I had no clue what they were doing. Let's try WWF Warzone. Okay, so after a long-ass intro that I ended up deciding to skip, let's play the game. Oh, well, thanks for... Wait, we're in an elevator? Did he just say we're in an elevator? I pressed select and it said we're in an elevator. Well, okay, I guess I'll challenge because there's no exhibition mode for some reason. Alright, select that. And, let's see, what the... Okay, so apparently this is the roster selection screen. It's, unique, I guess? This, okay, I guess it's not that big a roster. Let's play as Kane. Oh, wow. Actually, it's not that bad. Oh boy, loading time. Great. So it looks like we're supposed to play a series of matches, and I just decided to skip that. It looks like I'm facing off against Mosh. Ah yeah, Mosh. From the Headbangers. You know, the Headbangers. If you don't know, I don't blame you. Okay, so I couldn't quite figure out the controls for this for the most part, but from what I could tell, it's like this. Actually, no, I don't even know how this is going. I mean, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, circle is basically to grapple. I believe I pressed it right. I may have gotten it wrong. I don't know. I played this a while ago. But basically, it's kind of hard to figure out if you're a new player of sorts. For the most part, I don't even know how finishers work. I don't even know how health works. Okay, maybe I do. For the most part, when the green bar goes down, you're then stunned for a while, and it changes color for a bit, and you recover health over time, apparently. As for how momentum works and how you earn or even do a finisher, I don't know. I don't think there's even anything for this in terms of finisher. Okay, so I mean, I really don't know how to do anything here. It doesn't help matters that the created wrestler system doesn't even have a diverse moveset system either, in that you only select a certain moveset from a certain wrestler for your created wrestler, and even then I'm unable to figure out how it works. Ow. I just felt like okay, well, for the most part, this game is, it's, I don't even know what to call it, to be honest. I mean, let's be quite frank about this. This game is, I don't know. I just don't know. I didn't want to bore you with the rest of the match, but it wasn't all that special, to be honest, at least from what I could tell. For the most part, this, how should I put it? This game was, it went on the match went on a bit too long for my standards, and it was not that exciting. But I can understand the hardware limitations. I mean, it's a PlayStation 1. Granted, though, people will be like, oh, hardware limitations, that's not, but no. But also, to be fair, I believe it was the first 3D wrestling game by the WWE, then known as the WWF. So it's kind of forgivable at the time, but these days it's not that fun of a game, despite the fact that back then it got pretty big scores. I mean, I didn't even know what the buttons were doing at the time. Alright, let's try in your house. Not my house. Not your house either. I mean, I know I'm saying I'm in your house, but I'm not in your house, so don't call the police on me. Oh shit, you know, I just realized something. A lot of these games were developed by Acclaim. I'm beginning to sense a pattern here, and I don't think I like it.
Welcome to
Okay, you know, I want to check the controller setup, because maybe it'll help. Oh my god, I can run in this. Wait, does this mean this is, considering the controls, that it's...
Welcome everyone!
Yep. Okay, so for the most part, this is a lot more fast-paced. Okay, the Undertaker just shot demon heads at me. What the hell? So for the most part, this is definitely a lot more fast-paced. And there are apparently little power-ups here and there that appear in the ring, as if to give you a bit more of a boost of sorts. I don't know what they do, but let's be quite honest. This... Why do people hate these style games? They're so fucking fun! Also, look at that guy, sound guy in the background. Don't see him yet? Okay, there he is. No, wait, no. Watch him cheer. There he is! Yay! I don't even know what he's doing. The British Bulldog just turned his head into that of a bulldog's head, and then headbutt me with force. Okay. In Your House is also very fun. Like, really fun. Another thing I noticed is that the environment where the match takes place, where the ring is actually played out to be like how it is with your opponent. Like with Undertaker, it was in a sort of demonic hell structure, and with the British Bulldog, it was in Britain. I don't see why people are hating this. They're fun fighting games. And that's pretty much what they are, fighting games. However, I was saving this for last, but I found something worse than it. You'd be surprised to hear that this is not the worst that I played. Simpsons Wrestling. Alright, let's try a practice game. For the most part, it's pretty standard, I guess you could say. The roster is, of course, you know, small, but what's to be expected? It's just Simpsons fighting in a goddamn ring. This loading time is awful! Okay, okay, why did I try to eat donuts? Okay, so from what I could gather, you can jump on them. Oh boy, you can jump like that. Oh jeez. Okay, so from what I can gather, you can only do as much as square, but you gotta wait for a meter to build up over time so that you can do other things. In the case of Homer, it's bowling balls, and Circle is eating donuts for whatever reason. I don't even know what the effect that has is. And God, what even is this? And also, apparently, you can gain letters for a taunt? What kind of taunt? What? Oh my God, this is just like nuts, berries, jam, toast.
1, 2.
Okay, I'm taking it out, Mac. This is lower horse shit. You can pin them fucking face down. You pin them face down when that's not even right in professional wrestling. I know this is supposed to be just a Simpsons stupid game, but goddamn it, you can't fucking pin them face down. Cameron didn't know that, so fuck her. Eva botched his kick out, so fuck her. Nikki broke the reign, doesn't deserve it. Fuck it. I am very sorry for that rant. Granted, I do rants here and there, but I'm very sorry about that. You know what, though? Even with that unforgivable atrocity, there is one game I consider worse than what is normally considered the worst pro wrestling game of all time. You know about the Legends of Wrestling series, right? Got a majority of mixed reception here and there with all three of the games. Well, second entry had a Game Boy Advance version, and it got so poor of a score that I'm not even surprised that it is considered the worst wrestling game, in my opinion, of all time, that I see it as such. Why? You're about to find out. Okay, this don't seem too bad. I mean, they got the original models here and there. Let's set the difficulty to proper. Oh, I select that again. Alright, let's go to exhibition. Going ahead and do an exit. Oh my Lord in heaven! Hey, Hulkster, you don't look so good. Maybe you should lay off the jalapenos and the racial slurs, eh, buddy? So, how exactly can I describe this? For the most part, I honestly couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong, or at least I thought I was doing something wrong. Apparently, A is strike or grapple, and B is also the same. The thing of it is, the buttons don't work half the time. Like, seriously, I tried actually seeing what was different in terms of A or B, but they both strike, they both grapple, and for the most part, they both do nothing. Like, half the time, they do jack diddly. I don't even understand how this could be. I can't run or even climb the turnbuckles, so that was a waste of, effort to put into. And the only thing I can really say was actually decent for this was how the reversals worked. You had to time it just right by pressing the R button in the green field, and for some moves it was slow, some moves it was fast, but for the most part it was actually a pretty clever means of doing that. But in all honesty, this controls like ass. It doesn't just look like ass, it controls like ass. Like I said, buttons don't work half the time. A does thing and B does thing. Each does thing. I can't play this anymore, please. That was it. Okay, let me just point something out. A majority of these games were developed by Acclaim, with Legends of Wrestling 2 for Game Boy Advance being, I guess, probably the last one that they ever developed for, because, let's be honest, it was not good. Unless, actually, Acclaim is a developer and it's just a publisher, I don't know anymore. I know that they kicked the bucket a while ago, but I don't even know anymore. But, for the most part, I consider Legends of Wrestling 2 for Game Boy Advance so much worse than Simpsons Wrestling. It may be because of the fact that it was on a Game Boy Advance and not a more powerful system. Then again, the Game Boy Advance was pretty powerful if you think about it. Ran games like Mario Kart Super Circuit, Mother 3, I believe it was, and the Pokemon games. But something must have gone wrong with the development for that. All in all, if I were to choose one of these games to play more often, it would be WWF In Your House for PlayStation 1. But if you want a good wrestling game from back in the day, I would suggest WWF No Mercy. If you want a good wrestling game like from these days, I got a feeling WWE 2K16 is going to be a hit. Not for 360 or PS3 though. I can tell that it's going to be bad, even though the achievements let's say otherwise in terms of actually having 2 announce tables, apparently in the 360 version. So it shows they probably put in effort. But I don't really know. That's not me. I don't know. But there's one game that I am definitely looking forward to when it's finally fully finished that I got on early access. Look up Pro Wrestling X. Do yourself a favor and look it up. You'll be very happy with what you see. This is CrazySean signing off.